Hello there. I decided to go live today while I'm doing some punch needle. I haven't done this in a really long time. It may have been a year or more. And I thought some of you might want to join me. I'm going to put some light on here. Yep, and then it's in your way. There we go. Okay. So I am working on a Not Forgotten Farm pattern. Here it is. I bought it yesterday and it was 10% off on sale. We'll see if anybody joins me because this is totally not planned. I'm using Baldani Pearl Cotton with an Ultra Punch needle set on number 1 with the medium tip. And I have my thread doubled in the needle. I used to do this for a little while. I would do it like once a week and go live. But like I said, it's been a long time since I did it. Let me see who is here. Brenda. Hello, Brenda. It's hard for me to see because of the position of my phone. It's up on a tripod. It's a little hard for me to see the comments. I will try to keep an eye on it. What are you working on today, Brenda? Anything? Something fun? And before you got here, I was saying that this is totally unplanned. I just decided to go live and do some punch needle. So I'm going around the edge now, but after this third row, I'm probably, well, I might do it actually even sooner. I'm going to, let me see. Oh gosh, I can't read it. 2 rug hooking projects in progress and 1 punch needle. Wow, you're busy. So I'm going to do some swirlies here just to give some flow to this instead of just going around and around because it's a variegated thread. I'm actually going to switch my glasses so I can see better. I need to put my reading glasses on. I see somebody else is here. Let me see who that is. Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Oh, you have the same thing, doing rug hooking and punch needle. So I go to a rug hooking group once a month, but we just kind of do whatever. Most of them do rug hooking. Last month they did made little baskets, and sometimes people bring knitting or crocheting, whatever they're working on, but it's mostly rug hooking. And they were saying Saturday that they're thinking of changing the name of the group because on Facebook it says Rug Hooking Society, and they're thinking of changing it just to something generic, like a fiber group, instead of specifically saying punch needle. I'm sorry, rug hooking. Punch needle has come to a blinding halt. It's an abstract and I'm stuck. Oh, have you posted in some of the Facebook groups to try to get some help? Or what's the question? What do you need help with? What has you stuck? Is it punch needle embroidery or is it with yarn with the Oxford punch? I haven't done a whole lot of that, but I have done some, and I do have an Oxford punch, but I haven't done a lot of it. So I'll show you what I'm working on in case you just came in. That's the pattern I'm doing. I changed some of the colors because I don't have all the threads. Like the dress color is a different color. I'm just using what I have because I have a lot. What are you saying no to, Sharon? No, you haven't posted it on the Facebook groups? We may be able to help you if you let us know what's got you stuck. Can you guys see this okay? Because I can't really get it any closer with this tripod and still be able to see the comments. Yeah, I like this pattern. It's embroidery with the Ultra Punch. I am drawing the designs as I go. Well, what has you stuck? Here. I got my progress. I didn't know you could do it with Q snaps. No, I'm not using a Q snap. This is a gripper frame. Let me show you. It's like what they use for rug hooking. It's got gripper strips on it. And these covers are actually steering wheel covers from Dollar Tree. And I have a video that shows how I made them. And it protects those grippers from poking at you because they will poke you. And they will put holes in your shirt. I have a shirt that has a whole bunch of little holes right here. I find color to be the most challenging. Well, if you're designing it yourself, that's different, but like this one, I didn't have the blue that she calls for in that dress, but I have this blue, which is close enough. I mean, you can change the color if you wanted it to be green or purple or red, whatever. The flower on this, the colors that she chose are kind of orangey, and I am not fond of orange, so I changed them to dark reds. And you can do that with any pattern. Just change the colors to what you want or to what you have. I'm actually changing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors on this. Are you using DMC? No, this is Valdani. It's pearl cotton. And I have it doubled. So there's 2. I pull from the center of the ball and from the outside. And I'm set on number 1 with a medium tip. And that's what I usually punch on because the shorter the loops, the more detail you get, and it also uses less thread because the loops are shorter. The Valdani it's variegated, so much nicer. If I was just doing small areas, I could do DMC. Also, thing I like about the Valdani is it's one continuous ball and you don't have to keep rethreading. And the pattern calls for 3-strand Valdani floss, and I am using number 8 pearl cotton. So again, you just use whatever you want, whatever works. I am trying Seneca thread. First time I never heard of it. Is it embroidery floss or like a pearl cotton? I've never heard of that. If you watched my Happy Mail video, this weaver's cloth was in that package. Probably at least 3 yards of it. I like to do little small areas, like block it off when you have a big section like this dress. And then it kind of makes me feel like I'm accomplishing more because I got that little small area done, and I move on to the next little small area, and it just breaks it up instead of having one big area. Made in Spain. Have you used metallic threads? I have not. I've never used metallic threads. I like everything primitive, so I don't know how that would fit in with what I do. I don't think it would look great. I like muted colors and nothing really bright. I love that if you mess up on here, how fast you can pull it back out compared to cross stitch. With cross stitch, it's so much more work to take it out. I have had this same punch needle tool since probably about 2001, and all the numbers are worn off it. Check that. There's an area down there that didn't take. Yeah, so I have to go back over that. The numbers are all worn off on here, and one of the little things where you change the setting to go to number 2, that little tiny piece that comes across, it broke off. So I can't punch on number 2 if I wanted to. There's nothing there to hold it in. But I usually just punch on number 1 anyway. And then if I need a longer loop, I can go anywhere from 3 up. I just can't do 2. Number 2 setting. That one corner right there is giving me some trouble. I'm gonna have to go back over that. It's in my loops. It's not flowing very freely through here. It's probably too thick. Sometimes I have trouble with it and sometimes I don't. I don't want to use the large needle. It's just not going right. I don't think it's flowing freely. Yeah, it's a pretty blue. Can I see close up of the back, not front of project? This is the back. Let me go. There. That's the back. Is that what you wanted to see? Because on punch needle, you know, you work from the back. If you want to see the other side, I can show you. I'm gonna have to fix this. It's the thread is clumping like in that one corner. Yeah, this blue is like a really pretty teal. It is for 31. What number are you set on? I'm set on number 1. Just breaking it into sections here. This should be a pretty quick punch because it's small. I thought I might actually get it done today. If I stay off the internet, I can get a lot done. Did you say you are using double strand? Yes, I have 2 strands. One from the middle, one from the outside. So tell me where you guys are from. What state are you in? I am at the Tennessee-North Carolina border. And you're using weaver's cloth. Yes, I always, always, always use weaver's cloth for punch needle. The only thing I punch on. This weaver's cloth is, it's part of that Happy Mail package that I got. Massachusetts, Vancouver. Wow, you guys are far away. I am way, way, way in the south of you. I grew up in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. But I have never been to Canada and I've never been to Massachusetts. Somebody asked me, Southern Idaho. I've not done punch needle before. Hey, Carol. So this is, as you can see, it's really, really easy. Somebody asked me to do, if I would do a punch along. And I know in cross stitch, there's stitch alongs where you all work on the same pattern and like post your progress as you do it. And I'm not sure if that's what she meant, which I said it wouldn't really work for me because how far apart are your punches? They are right next to each other. It wouldn't really work for me because like I could probably do this pattern in one day. So that wouldn't work for me. But then I thought later, maybe she was talking about doing this. Like maybe she wanted to watch me punch. Maybe that's what she meant. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this. I just decided to get on here and do this. Let me show you. Punch needle is the gateway drug to rug hooking now. If you want to see how far apart they are, can you see? They're very close. I guess they call that a tight puncher. And Sharon, I have to disagree with that because I've done rug hooking before and I really just didn't enjoy it. I like this so much better. For one thing, rug hooking is super expensive. And I would try, this was years ago, and I would try to go to the thrift stores and find clothes that were wool, and the colors were so limited. And then you had to cut all the strips. And I never knew, I do have a few rug hooking things. And if you cut the strips, then I never really knew like how many I needed. And I bought this special cutting mat that would, I don't know if it's used for quilting, but it has like slots. I forget what the brand name is, but it has slots in it, like lines all the way across. And you just place it on your fabric, then you use your rotary cutter and you just go and cut all these slots. And then if you move it over just a little bit, because they were 1/2 inch, then you could do another rows, a set of rows, and then it would be 1/4 inch. So you would have it. I have a spinner frame also. And I don't know, I just didn't really like it. I didn't really care for it. And I love the look of some of them. I like it when they look really neat. I don't like it when there's like fraying wool on it. And just with the price of wool and everything, I never really got into it, but I wanted to try it. I use yarn for hooking exclusively. Wool fabric is expensive and the cutters are very expensive. Absolutely. Yeah, Brenda, I have a spinner frame also, but you know what? I don't use it. And I bought it after I broke my wrist because it was this wrist. And all the kid turning and turning was making my wrist hurt really bad. So I bought the spinner frame, but I'm sitting in my recliner, and this is where I sit to punch, and this is where I sit to stitch. And I couldn't spin it, it would hit my stomach. So I had to put my legs down and put it on a pillow up, and then I could spin it and do it. But I very rarely use it. I use the frame all the time, but I very rarely use the spinner base. And I probably should use it more. But I think I paid $65 for it, and I have a video that shows it. And it tells you where I got it from. It's got the links and everything. And actually, I'm not supposed to call it a spinner frame because I was told by the Old Tattered Flag that they have copyrighted that name. And I didn't buy it from them. I bought it from someone else. And so I'm not supposed to call it a spinner frame. So I will call it a frame that spins, just so that I don't get in trouble. My thing was, it's a frame and it spins, so it's a spinner frame. But Julie said, but that name is copyrighted, and so you can't use it for a frame that is not theirs. So we'll call it a frame that spins, or a spinning frame. Okay, I've got a trouble area down here. I'm going to cut away all these extra threads where I jumped over to the next area. Because when I turn it over, let me turn this up. There's one little spot there that didn't get filled in. So if you have any loops that stick out on the other side, you just snip them off. And these scissors are great if you can, let me see, can you see they're curved? Hold on a minute. Let's hold this up behind it. You see the curved end? And they're only like $6. So they were really cheap. They're Fiskars, and they're 4-inch curved scissors. So let me see. So I'm looking on this side and I see a bare spot there and a bare spot there that I need to fill in. So I'm going to take a straight pin and I'm going to poke it from this side. And now I know where I need to go in and fill it in. Pull that out. So on this side, it looks like it's all filled in, but on the other side, it's not. So let's see if that takes care of it. This thread is really thick, thicker than usual. And it's not. I'm going to go down to one strand so that I don't have to rethread again. I'm going to hold just one strand here at the end and then pull, figure out which one I'm not holding and pull that one out. I'm not going to punch far, so You don't have to have a lot. Yeah, that flows so much better. This should take care of filling it in. I think that thread was just too thick and it wasn't going right. That's better. All right, now I'm going to mark this spot down there with the pin. Let me see. Do you pressure finished items? Yes, I do. I steam them. Is it normal to have some long loops? Yes, it's normal. I think I am being too hard on myself. Is it okay to have gaps on back as long as front is okay? Yes. The front is what matters. Hope you can't hear my stomach growling. Kind of gurgling. I went to a lunch today with some lady friends. We tried out a new restaurant and food was really good. We walked out of there feeling pretty full. All right, I'm just checking. So what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see it or not, I'm sticking a straight pin. Can you see that pin? I'm putting a straight pin in there where I see a bare spot. And then I'm going back and filling it in. And on the back, it looks like it's completely covered. But on the front, there's some bare spots. And I think this thread is just, it's a little thicker than normal because usually it flows right through. And today it's not. Okay, I am happy with that. So I'm going to put my pin back. Yeah, it's totally normal for there to be some loops on the front side. So there's the dress. And that's done. So I've got to run. Thanks for the show. Thanks, Sharon. You're welcome. Thanks for watching for a little while. Hit that thumbs up before you leave, please. It helps my channel. Okay, the dress is done. So I'm going to put the blue away. Now, when you get to the point where your little paper thing falls off, it has a number on it. I keep safety pins on here. And I take the safety pin and I put it through the label. And then I just clip it on there. And that's how I keep track of that, so I don't lose it. Let me see. Oh, let me go back. I missed a comment. Let's see. Hey, Barb. You're enticing me to start a new punch needle project. I'm determined to finish an Easter cross stitch before I do. I know what you mean about the internet, and here I am watching you. Yeah, but watching YouTube's okay. See, Brenda says, one more question. Do you leave your project in frame when not working for a few days? Yes. You're welcome, Carol. I would leave it in here for a year. It's not going to hurt it because the work area is here. If it was over top of the grippers, I would take it off when I'm done today and then put it back on the next time I work on it. But yeah, you can leave it in there. So now I'm going to work on the rabbit body. Yeah, watching YouTube is, you know, you can stitch, you can punch while you're watching the videos. That's what I do. So that's different. That's not like sitting there looking at Facebook. Oh, I'll show you what I do with my my threader. So I have this little cup. It's enamelware, and I put a magnet on it, and that holds my threader so I don't lose it. Because you know how easily they fall on the floor. the brown in. I always try to use 2 strands because I kind of like to get it done. And it gets it done twice as fast if you use twice as much thread. This is flowing a lot better than that blue was. A lot smoother. Okay, so I was telling you we went to lunch. We went to lunch today at this new restaurant, and it's a Southern cooking restaurant, and they have all you can eat soup beans and hush puppies. They bring soup beans in a bowl for your table, and then if you need more, they just come back and fill it up. That's all you can eat with your meal. And I had a little bit of that. They were pretty good, but hush puppies, oh my gosh, they were like the size of a golf ball, and they were really, really good, very moist. So we definitely are going to go back there again, and we're actually going to go back on my birthday, which is a Friday, because Friday nights at this restaurant they have country music, and they do line dancing, and somebody told me they were like, I didn't know there were different kinds of line dancing, but he said they do the electric slide and like 4 or 5 different kinds of line dancing. So we thought that would be something fun to do. It's just a group of ladies that get together and go out to eat and stuff. So we thought that would be fun to do. So we're going to do that on my birthday in May. I've never done line dancing, and actually I don't usually even dance anymore. But it'd be fun to watch the other people. You love that sound, or do you hate that sound? I wish I could stitch while watching, but I make too many mistakes. I have to be selective. Oh gosh, I'd never get anything done if I didn't stitch while I was watching. Especially some of those videos are like an hour and a half long. But I'm sure I miss stuff. You know, that they're showing, because I try to look up. Somebody told me that some of them will say, look up now, if they have something that they really want to make sure you see. But if I'm getting like really confused and trying to count threads for something, I will pause the video so that I can really concentrate on what I'm doing until I get past that part. Oh, so let me show you. My thing is right here that I finished last night. I love this. In case, if you don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you should, because I posted this on there last night when I finished it. That's why you're still working on Easter. That's okay. You'll have it for next year. Didn't that come out great? I really like it. My only concern is it's going to be a bag. You make it into a drawstring bag. And these threads here are just, see if you can see the light there. They're just, you know, like crisscrossed threads. And I'm worrying if they're going to like get, you can go under them, if they're going to get caught on stuff. Because I'm going to use it like a little project bag. But I love these colors. Oh my gosh. It's just 3 shades of blue. It's got the dark, the light, and the medium, and then the brown. That's all it is. It's just 4 colors. And that is a Not Forgotten Farm pattern, which is 10% off. Her patterns on Etsy are 10% off. They were on the weekend, and she just said it was a spring sale. I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know if it's still on sale or not. I bought 2 patterns. I bought this one and then a cross stitch one for summer, which I posted both of these on my floss tube yesterday. That one though, except for that bottom part was a headache. But except for that, it was really fast. And I used to think, you know, I just started doing counted cross stitch around Christmas time. And I used to think punch needle was time consuming and took a long time. But it ain't nothing compared to cross stitch. Like, how long would it take me to cross stitch this dress that I just did in a little... See, I've only been on 35 minutes and I've already done all this. To have 8 people watching and only like 3 chatting with us. So say hello in the chat there. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up for me. Yeah, blue and brown are gorgeous, especially with that walnut stained fabric. So say hi in the chat so I know who's here. Don't be shy. We're all friendly. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Is anybody else working on something while they're watching? I think it would be hard for me to just sit and watch a video and not do something, like be working on something. A lot of times if I'm not working on something and I have a live stream on, like I watch a lot of RV channel live streams, and you know, like one of them might be walking around Gatlinburg or something, and I may be stitching or I may be browsing Facebook while that video is running. I have a hard time just sitting and staring at it, just watching it. Hi, Juju. Is that how you say your name? Is that right? Hello from Pennsylvania. I am originally from Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia area. So Barb says, Joanne and I want to know the secret for pulling the Valdani thread from the center. I always end up with a big extra ball. My pin just fell. Whoops. Let me see. She was doing cross stitch. I'm also doing a rug punch with the Oxford needle on yarn. Family nickname. Okay. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining the chat. So there is no secret if as far as getting the thread from the middle. If you can't find it, pull that ball out. What I do is pull that ball out and then snip the thread and then unwind the whole ball all the way out and then wind the two together as if it's coming out of the center. If does that make sense? Like take the two ends and start winding them around the ball. Or if you try to do just that ball separate and add it to this, they're probably going to get tangled. So it's better to unwind that little ball and join it up with the one from the main ball. Are you following me? I hope I'm not confusing you. And then wrap it around the main ball. And then when you run out, just snip it and then grab the end from the middle because you'll be able to find it then. Does that make sense? Did I confuse you completely? Sometimes you can find that end really easy, and other times you just got to pull the whole little center section out. I'm just filling in these spots. Snip that off. I'll show you my little pin cushion here. I keep telling myself I'm going to make some more of these. I made this, and I never did make another one. This is warm and natural quilt padding, and this is just some kind of fleece. I think I made it many years ago. I see that's what you do, but you were hoping for a secret. No, there's not really a secret. Isn't that cute? That's my little pin cushion. Somebody told me that if you squish it, you'll be able to see the end, but that doesn't work for me. I've never found that to be true. Sometimes it's hard to find the end on the outside. It can be very aggravating. I don't think there is a secret, but I've seen discussions about it on Facebook before. I clip those little ends off like that, and then I don't pick them up, and then I find them on my clothes. Yeah, I've seen discussions about it, and there's not really any secret. It's just hit or miss, I guess. Yeah, I have the pattern for that sheep, and I was actually going to make some and make them bigger. So it wasn't necessarily a pin cushion, but just like a little decoration. I just never did it. I don't really like to sew anymore. I started rabbit. If you follow my channel, like I started making 2 rabbits early, like a month ago or so. I got in the mood one day and thought, I'm going to make some rabbit dolls. I never finished them. I worked on them one day. I just put them away the other day. I put them in a Ziploc bag and put them away. This is a gripper frame. It's okay if you came in later, just ask any questions. It's a gripper frame that actually I made myself. And I have a video on my channel that shows how I made it. I will show you. It's just this, like, you know, like you would get canvas to paint on. It's those kind of boards. And it was probably like 50 cents. And then I got the gripper strips from Etsy and put them on there. I forget which you call those frames. Stretcher bars, is that what they're called? All right. My bunny is done. She got a hole in the middle of her head that I need to fill in. Right in the center. It's always weird because it looks completely covered in the back. And then you turn it over and you got spots. And I always do like a few stitches there, punches. Trying to fill it in. Let's see if I got it. I got it. This foot looks a little funny down here. What I'm doing here is I'm holding the thread down with my scissors so that I don't pull the punches out when I pull it up. I have to go walk the dogs. This was fun. Thanks for answering my questions. You're welcome, Brenda. If you come back and I'm still on and you think of any more questions, just ask away. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. So you might want to look through my older videos. There is a playlist for punch needle. There's the bunny. Let's see what next. I'm going to do the leaves. Or actually, I'm going to do the flowers. Flower. And yeah, this is going to be a really, I got a mess here. I think I have some cut pieces. Yeah, that piece is cut. This is going to be quick. I'm not going to use that one because it's cut. And that means I'm going to have to rethread it again. I want to use the ones that are still connected. soon as I get them right. Got to get them even so they don't get tangled. Sometimes I'll use this to like sew up the back of a pillow and I only use one strand of it when it's doubled, and so then one ends up shorter than the other. Bye, Juju. Thank you for coming. If you haven't said hello yet, stop in the chat and say hello. Let me know if you have any questions. This is a number 12 pearl cotton, so it is going to really flow easy in here. So it helps me to have something to talk about if you guys talk in the chat. Let me know your questions so I don't just sit here in silence. Yeah, this is much easier. Usually when I buy it, I buy number 12. I'm sorry, number 8, but they don't always have that in stock. And then I have to get number 12. It doesn't fill as much space as fast because it's not as thick. But it does punch easier because it's thinner. And you can mix them, it doesn't matter. You wouldn't even know the difference when you're looking at it. One important thing, like you just saw me go like this to loosen more thread. An important thing is to always make sure your thread is loose so it can flow through the needle. A lot of times a beginner will say that their loops keep pulling out. And if it's like caught under your hand like that, or anything, mine's just laying here in my lap, but if anything is holding it back, your loops will pull out. Did you say what took you to Tennessee after living near Lancaster? Originally I went to North Carolina, almost an hour from here. And my parents had moved there after they retired and sold their house. They moved to the North Carolina mountains, and then my brother and his wife, one of my brothers and his wife, followed, and they moved to North Carolina. My other brother moved to Atlanta, Georgia area. And then in 1999, I decided to move to North Carolina to be near my parents because my son's father is not a good father. And I wanted my son to like have my dad around so he'd have a man in his life. So we moved to North Carolina and stayed there from my son started first grade there, and we stayed until he graduated. And then there weren't really any good jobs because it's such a teeny tiny mountain town, and there was like no good jobs for him or anything for career or college or anything. So we decided to move to Lancaster, Pennsylvania because I was doing craft shows and selling stuff on consignment, and there was a lot of primitive shops up there. And I was familiar with the area, so we moved up there. And then I ended up coming back to the South. And my son stayed up north. He likes it up there better. And I like it down here better. Except that he's not here. There's the top of the flower. Pretty quick, huh? So moving on to the next color. These are the ones that were supposed to be kind of orangey. And I changed it to reds. Orange is probably my least favorite color. Unless it's like a rusty burnt orange, like a primitive burnt orange. I like that, but I don't like that orange. But I do like a very primitive rusty orange, like for fall patterns. Usually if a pattern has orange flowers in it, I'm going to change it. Okay, we are back to number 8 again. This is 0534. And I'm going to fill in this area. Watching the battery on my phone because I don't have a whole lot of battery time left. I've got a charger cord here, but you see, if I put it in front of me, yeah, it'll reach. There. We're charging. Can you guys see this okay? If I move the camera closer, then I can't see the comments because of the angle it would be at. Make sure that you watch my latest floss tube because I am giving away punch needle pattern and cross stitch pattern. I've had a bunch of stuff given to me and some of it I don't want, so they don't mind. I've already discussed it with the people that gave the things to me, and they don't mind if I share it with you guys, the ones that I don't want. So pretty much every video, every floss tube video that I put out is going to have giveaway. I'm trying to remember to keep it fair, to like give something punch needle and something cross stitch, so it's not just all cross stitch stuff. It's just most of the things that were given to me are cross stitch patterns, so I have a lot more of that. The reason I just pulled that back up is because I could see that the stitch didn't help. The punch didn't hold. It came back out, so I pulled it back up and did it over again. Do you know how you will finish this? Can't wait to see. Yes, we can see. Okay. Yes, I do know how I'm going to finish this. If you saw the picture, it's actually on one of my thumbnails if you didn't want to go back and watch the video, of my spring display on top of a cabinet in my living room. The front of that is like if this was the cabinet, I have the stuff displayed kind of like this. Can you see that? So I have the stuff displayed kind of going around like this. So this area here in the middle, in the front, is open. And I'm going to just do this as a flat mat with wool on the back. I don't think I've ever done one like that before. And then I'll just put like some kind of yarn edging around the edge and just lay it flat in that open space there. Hi, Brenda. Love needle punch, but lately I've been doing embroidery new at it. New at just regular embroidery or cross stitch, or what kind of embroidery are you doing, Brenda? I know Lori Brecklin has some embroidery patterns, and I've printed out a free one or two of them, and I just never got around to doing it. Gosh, we can't possibly make everything we want to make. There's just too many good things out there. I will definitely show you. I will post it on Facebook and Instagram when I'm done. And then I think I'm going to put a video out this week that shows that display, and I'll like pick up each piece individually and show the finish and who the designer is and everything. So you'll see it in that video, which is why I want to hurry up and get this done, because I want to post that video. But I want this to be included in it. The part I absolutely hate doing is the backgrounds. Do not like that. I find it very boring. But I do it like I did the dress. I break it into sections. I go around the border 3 or 4 times, and then here's the camera moved there. I go around the border 3 or 4 times, and then I start filling in the center parts. And you do want to make sure that you get these outside rows really, really tight together, so that when you turn the fabric back, you don't see any weaver's cloth. Look forward to that video. Thanks for the chat. Have a great evening. Bye, Barb. Thank you for coming. I don't know if this is something that you guys would. I think this cord is, I'm moving the cord and it's moving the camera. Is that what's happening? Or my legs are up further. I don't know. If you guys would want me to do this again, I can. I didn't actually know if anybody would show up. It says we have 7 people here. And welcome to everyone that's watching. Say hello in the chat if you're not too shy. I'm probably going to have to stop soon because my throat is getting really dry. And I've been almost an hour on. If you have any questions, ask now. I'm probably going to be ending this very soon. Especially since I keep moving the camera with this cord. If you have some free time, please go back and check out my other videos. There's a lot of them. There's punch needle, there's wool applique, there's cross stitch. Not really cross stitch how-tos because I'm a newbie, but there are a lot of punch needle tutorials. So definitely go back and watch some of those if you haven't already, because they go back for 2 years. I've had 2 years or 3 years. I either started in my channel in April of 21 or April of 2020. I'm not sure when it was. Thank you for this live video. It's so relaxing watching you do the punch needle. You're welcome. I wasn't sure if anyone would want to come and watch or not. Definitely wouldn't want to watch me cross stitch because that would be really slow going. And you could watch me mess up and then have to take it all out. I'm almost finished this flower, and when I'm finished this, I'm going to end it. And if you guys have any suggestions for other videos, let me know that too. What kind of videos you would like me to do. Give me some ideas. And do be sure to hit the thumbs up before you leave. The thing with that is it helps a thing called the algorithm, is what I've been told, is that when there's interaction and comments, and thumbs up are interaction. So when there's interaction, kind of alerts YouTube that somebody's watching and they're liking it, and then they start suggesting my channel out to other people. Like when you go and you turn on YouTube, or you watch a video and then to the side it will suggest other videos. That's why it does that. That's the algorithm doing that. So the more interaction, the more they suggest me out. And there is the flower. Well, part of it. There. So that's what I got done in an hour. Hey, Pamela. So I didn't even realize that was you that had said the other comment. Yeah, so the finishing videos are probably one of the highest watched ones in the punch needle. Just because like it gives people ideas. I can see, I don't know if you can see it right here, like it skipped a couple stitches. So I'm going to actually pull that out and redo it. Just redo that area. My stitches, or I keep saying stitches. My punch is just a little bit closer together there. So it fills that space in better. There we go. So it is 6 o'clock here at my time, just about, and I have been on an hour. So I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Watch this week for, let's see if I can get on here. There we go. I've got my light here. Watch this week for, I'll be putting some the spring display on there. Oh, it's terrible. Can't see that. Okay, the lighting's really bad. Ordered a kit from Kathy Schmidt called A Simple Sampling, which has 30 tiny designs stitched within 2 circles. Wow, that is really small. Yeah, be fun to do though. Okay, guys, I will see you next time. Don't forget that thumbs up, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for coming.